Start collecting leads on autopilot from your social media marketing utilizing Flodesk. My name is Tammany. I'm the owner of The Simple Touches, and I'm a lead generation expert for real estate agents. Now, initially, I moved over to Flodesk from a competitor email software because I felt like I was getting punished for growing my email list because as my contacts grew, so did my subscription rate. And I was getting charged significantly more every month the more contacts I collected, which seemed counterintuitive. With Flodesk, it was one of the only email softwares I found that never, and I repeat, never raises the price depending on how many contacts you collect or how many emails you send. Not only was Flodesk an email software, it has the capability of doing so much more. In this video, I'm going to show you my two favorite ways to give away a freebie download utilizing either your link in bio or DM automation so you can start collecting leads on autopilot and turn your social media marketing into a strategic lead generating activity. Let's get into it. So here's the back end of Flodesk. You'll see up top we have email, forms, workflows, checkouts, audience, and analytics. Email is pretty self-explanatory. This is where you're going to go to blast out emails to your contacts, which is going to be held under audience. Forms are where you're going to create any type of form where you want your audience to enter information, which is technically a lead capture, which is what we want. That's going to be one strategy to capture our email information from our leads. Workflows are a sequence of emails that you want to send out automatically. They're usually triggered by some sort of action, usually an opt-in from your audience, and they send out with delays. So you can say, I want this email to send out as soon as they opt into X, but then I want it to wait 24 hours, and then I want this next email to go out, and then I want it to wait 2 days, and then I want this email to go out. So you can set the cadence that you want these emails to go out. And then we have checkouts, which is going to be our second strategy to collect email leads. This is going to be where you can set up any kind of checkout like you would if you're like online shopping at any kind of big store and you are checking out. You can technically set the price to $0, which is what we're going to do for a freebie, but also have options like upselling, adding testimonials, things like that. And then analytics is just going to give you lots of great information on your audience. I'm going to head over to forms for our first strategy to collect email leads. Now, the beautiful thing about Flodesk is it has all these templates pre-made for you, and they are really nice to look at. They're beautifully created. So if I come up to new form in the top right, you'll see over here on the left, it gives me several different types of form options, including a pop-up option. This is going to give you code that you can embed on your website, and you can include a pop-up that will automatically add anyone who fills out this pop-up into your Flodesk audience. You can do an inline, same idea, but instead of a pop-up, it's going to embed as an inline in the website page. You can do a full page, which is what we're going to utilize for social media. It's going to be a standalone page. It's going to look something like this. It's going to be really pretty, nice and simple. Then they have a couple new ones. You have a video that's going to be the anchor of the page that's going to help you convert those email addresses, because nobody really wants to give their email address, but the more you can kind of convince them to give it to you, whether that's with a freebie download or with your video marketing, the more your conversions are going to increase. You have a spinner. This is one of their newest additions. So you can add some sort of like giveaway or coupon code on the spinner to help increase conversions as well. And then you have a countdown to increase urgency. This is another way that you can help increase conversions by saying that this freebie is only available for another 10 days, so you better get it now before it goes away. So all of these will work. For this one, let's go ahead and do a countdown. That's really cool. This is going to be a full page countdown. And let's say we like this one. We're going to go ahead and do customize it. So it's going to say choose a segment. So whoever fills out this form, we want to put them in a segment. So for me, that's going to be my new services and offers. You get to decide whatever segment you want. And we're going to hit save. All right, from here, you can design this however you want this to look. You can change the background color to your brand colors. You can add a branding photo so it looks like your brand. Then you can say grab my free Sacramento spa guide or whatever you're giving away. And then I would specify who this freebie is for here. This guide is perfect for Northern California locals who like to pamper themselves and escape city life for an afternoon. So whatever little blurb you want to put there, this should align with your target avatar. And then you can set your countdown for however long. So you can say, I'm only going to let this be available until next Friday. And then you can decide what fields you want to ask for. So at the very minimum, you need to ask for their email, like bare minimum. I would also recommend asking for at least the first name, and I would make it required. You could also ask, like, are you a current homeowner? Do you live locally? Things like that. Or like, what state do you live in? However, keep in mind that the more questions you have, the lower your conversion rate is going to be. So you want to keep it nice and short and sweet so your conversion rate is higher. And then you're going to set your button. I like to keep my buttons blue. We are trained to know that blue means to click. All right, so once you have your form kind of set up how you want, you're going to click over to the thank you page. And here's where you're going to set up the freebie part. So it's going to default to this success message, but instead of just giving a message, you're going to click redirect to a URL. And this is where you're going to redirect it to the freebie. This is where something like Google Forms does not have the capability to do. Usually only a paid form software allows you to have this feature, the redirect feature. But what I like to do is I like to upload my freebie that I've made in Canva. I've downloaded it as a PDF. I'm going to upload it into something like Google Drive. I'm going to share it so anyone with a link can see it. And I'm going to get that public link and I'm going to put that here. So that way, as soon as they hit download guide, it redirects them directly to the freebie. At this point, you've created your freebie in Canva. You've downloaded it as probably a PDF. You've uploaded it into Google Drive. You're going to hit share. And you're going to make sure that this says anyone with the link can access. And you're going to copy the link. And that's the link you're going to put here that you're going to redirect it to. And I'm going to hit share. Now, this URL is the URL that is the form. It's a standalone page. Okay, this is the one that they can fill out. And hit download, and it's gonna instantly redirect to the download. I just did the logo, but you're gonna do the actual freebie. If you want to go even further, which I recommend if you use this method, is what I would do is, in addition to the redirect to the freebie, I would also create a workflow where it triggers when they opt into that segment. Let's see, we'll just do a new workflow. So I'm going to select a new workflow, and we're just going to start from scratch. And this is going to be freebie download. So I'm going to add a trigger, and I'm going to begin the workflow when they're added to new. So I did new services and offers, but it's going to be whatever segment you chose for your form, for your freebie download form. And then I'm going to add an email. And I'm going to create a new email. And I'm going to, you can choose a template here, or you can just start from scratch. But basically, you're going to deliver the freebie in an email as well, because some people are going to log off of that page. They're going to lose it. So you want to also give them an email. So you're going to say, hey, if you've collected their first name, you should be able to do that. And then it's going to say, if they don't have the first name, I just do friend. Here is my Sacramento spa guide. Here's my free Sacramento spa guide that you requested. Feel free to reply with any questions you might have. And then there's a button here. So we're going to go to the link of the button. And this is going to be the same link that you used for the freebie from the Google Drive. So that way they have the link in 2 spaces and not just one, because people will lose it. I'm going to hit finish and publish. And then it's going to say, are you sure? And you're going to hit publish now. I'm not actually going to publish because this is just a test, but that way it's going to instantly redirect. So that's that instant gratification. But then if people lose it, they're also going to get it in their email, and they're not going to send you an email being like, I never got it. So that way you have it in 2 places. I'm going to delete that just so I don't accidentally activate it later. Okay. So that's strategy 1. It's probably the simpler of the 2. Strategy 2 is setting up a checkout and setting it to $0. The reason that this one is a little bit more extensive is a couple of reasons. Is because with checkouts, you technically can charge money for your downloads, your digital downloads. So before you can set up any checkouts, you have to set up a Stripe account, and you have to do your 1099 paperwork. So it takes a little bit of setup work, but once you do it, it's done and you're good to go. Then you're going to come up to new checkout. And it's going to ask, what are you selling? We're going to say digital product. Well, you can do digital product or freebie or checkout only. Any of those would work. Checkout only is going to be less setup because it's one less page to design. So we're going to do simple checkout just for this example. So this is an example of what it looks like. I'm going to say customize it. So each of these little boxes, you hover over it and it gives you the opportunity to customize it how you want it. So I'm going to come over to contact information. So it says, do you want to collect first name? Do you want to collect last name? Email address is non-negotiable, so it doesn't even ask. You can customize your opt-in message. So if you don't have a weekly newsletter, you obviously don't want to use this opt-in message. So you might say something like, get or like stay up to date on Sacramento neighborhood news, or whatever you use your email contacts or whatever you send out. That's what I would put there. This is the opt-in segment. So similar to how we did the opt-in segment for the form, you're going to also choose the opt-in segment for your checkout. So I'm going to do the same thing, new services and offers. Now, I could go and individually click on everything on this page, or it's also across the top here. So I'm just going to go across. So product, here's where I set all of the information on the product. So I'm going to make it free. You can see here, free. You can limit the quantity. That's another way to create urgency. So you can say I'm only giving away 100 of these, or however you want to do that, and then it's going to like count down. Or you can also set an end date. I'm only giving these away for 10 days. However you want to do that. You can upload an image. This is where you would do like a mock-up of the digital product. Or sometimes I just do a little brand image because I'm being lazy and I don't want to make the mock-up. I'll do something like this. Then I'll do the name of the freebie, which might be Sacramento Spa Guide. Okay, description, same thing. This is perfect. Here, I'm obviously targeting more of a luxury client because they can afford more of this like luxury service. Product segment is if you wanted to select a different segment if they buy the product. I usually don't. I usually just leave it as the first segment I selected. Now here's something that you did not have on the form. The first strategy that we went over is you have this section for an upsell. So you will need a secondary digital product and you can set a price for it. You can also make it free, but I like to do an upsell and I like to make it whatever digital product I use here. I like to make it complementary to the free product. So if they're interested in the free product, then obviously they're going to be interested in this product. And this is an opportunity to make a little bit of a side income as well. So maybe if I have a spa guide, I also have luxury service sheet. I don't know, whatever you come up with. For Sacramento, California. You add a description. You can check the background color. And then this is if they happen to purchase the upsell, you can add them to a separate segment. And the reason you would want to do that is because you can trigger a different workflow if they buy the upsell, which might be nice to give them directions like instructions for the upsell. You could deliver the upsell in a separate email, all the things. So then you can set your price. You can make it on sale, make it free, all the things. For contact, we already went through this one. Then for testimonial, you can add a testimonial. Somebody talking about how great your freebie is or your resources, add an image of them. If you want to create a discount code. And this is where I would probably change this to freebie. Okay. So once you've updated everything on this page, then I'm going to come over to delivery. And this is where they go after they submit the checkout page. So I'm going to add an image. First box is going to be a link to the freebie download. So I'm going to come over to same thing, wherever you uploaded your freebie, which might be in Google Drive. I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to put that in this button. Second box, you can change the header with a branding picture, but you're going to put the link to wherever you want them to go if they purchase the upsell. So let's say this logo is the upsell download. Same thing. I'm going to share and copy the link. And I'm going to put the link here. And then you can turn this off if you don't want it there, but you do have the opportunity to do a bonus offer on this page as well if you want. So if they've already purchased or not purchased the upsell, you can then be like, but wait, here's your next offer for doing the freebie download. You can now get $30 off this with me or whatever. So lots of opportunities to try to upsell, try to get them to do more with you. This is where it's nice to have a value ladder for your services. So where like this freebie runs into this $10 service, which runs into this $50 service type of thing. But if you're just getting started and you're like, this is overwhelming, that's too much, I don't have, you can turn that off. If you didn't offer the upsell, you can turn that off. So lots of customization options. And then when you're finally ready, you hit publish, which I'm not going to do because this is a sample, but that's what you would do. And then same thing, if you want to deliver a 5-star customer experience, which hopefully you do, you would come to workflows and you would design a similar workflow that I showed you before, that once they download the freebie in the checkout, they're opted into a segment. You would design that segment where they would be delivered the freebie via email as well as the redirect. I hope this was helpful. I have dropped a link for 50% off your first year of Flodesk in the show notes and in the pinned comment. Please ask your questions because Flodesk is an awesome resource for your lead generation, and it is one of my favorites that I recommend to all of my clients. And I hope it is going to be the next one in your toolkit. If you haven't already, I would love, love, love if you subscribe to my podcast, Simplifying Social Media for Realtors, either on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like this video, and I'll see you guys later.